Welcome back to Talking Lead. This is episode 72, and Left Hand is holding on to something special that we'll get to talk about here.
Mine!
Ours.
Okay,
Ours.
it's ours.
Technically, it's half and half.
It's a two-face.
It is half and half.
It's a two-face.
Yes. It is a Two-Face. I didn't think about it. Well, that's its nickname. I think we've officially named that AR Two-Face.
Two-face?
Yep.
I'll go with that.
Yeah. Since we're both comic book geeks anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's talk
wouldn't
about what
admit
we're
it,
doing
though.
in guns right now.
What we're doing with guns right now. Well, what did we do with guns this week, which was really freaking
Oh my
cool.
gosh, that's going to...
So we just
Be
got
two
back from
shows.
Georgia, and Iraq veteran 8888 and Kel-Tec Weapons and Hank Strange.
Argo J.
We had a little Kel-Tec shoot, and Kel-Tec brought up pretty
Peter
much
Palma.
everything. Oh, yeah, Peter Palma was there, too.
Peter Palma.
My bad, Peter,
He was-
for forgetting you.
I didn't forget you, Peter, baby.
We don't forget you, ever.
You were the life of the party.
And slept in our hotel room. So
Always helping a brother out.
we got to shoot the upcoming RDB, which is their 5.56 bullpup that is a rear ejecting, which is a really cool rifle, and their CMR, which has been like the
CMR
unicorn.
30. You've seen the pictures for I don't know how long.
Yeah,
they've got a working model out, and
Mm-hmm.
it works great. 22 Magnum, as small as a, I don't know what you compare it to. There's really
it's
nothing
tiny.
compares to it,
I mean, I would compare it to like an MP5, size-wise.
but smaller,
Yeah,
much lighter.
4 pounds, or with 3.5 pounds.
It's got a
Yeah.
it was under 4 pounds.
Yep. And it shot the 22 Magnum, which I've never shot a 22 Magnum before, but that thing's loud for a 22.
Yeah, it was kind of loud,
Yeah, but it was fun to shoot.
dead on accurate.
Yep.
I mean, we were shooting at 175,
Mm-hmm.
no problems.
Yep.
Plinking the
Big gong.
the lead at Iraq Vets
Mhm.
range. That was a beautiful range, by the way,
No, it was
that
fun
they've
to
got
shoot
set up. That was really fun. And then we also shot the RFBs, the
Uh-huh.
308s that they've got, the 24. They call it the what do they call it? The Hunter.
Yeah, the longer one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the Hunter.
RFB Hunter
And then we shot.
in 308.
We got to shoot his actual competition guns. He brought his KSG and he brought his
RDB.
RFB. RFB
gotcha.
and RDB. He
Yeah.
uses them both in competition. And they were dead on, man. He was just slapping the glass on there. He took a Vortex right out of the box, slapped it on, and it was almost zeroed perfect.
Those Vortex sights are nice too.
They are,
I like
especially
'em.
for the price point on them.
Yep.
They're amazing.
They're going to end up dominating if they keep their prices low like that. They're
Yeah,
gonna
as
do
long as they
real
keep
well.
the quality and the prices like that, it's takeover city for them, no doubt. But was there anything else cool we shot there?
No, that's pretty much all the Kel-Tec stuff.
Got to blow some stuff up.
the PMR. We shot the PMR.
Yeah, right. We
Little
shot the
22
PMR,
pistol.
the KSG. They had a Vector out there too. We shot it a little bit.
There was a couple Bigfoot sightings.
Yeah,
Those will be
a couple
on
of
videos.
Easter eggs when the videos come out
Yeah.
on IV 8888's channel, our channel. Of course, you.
What?
Never mind. Don't give it away. You thought you lost your job there for a while too, didn't you?
I did. Dadgummit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You better
Tease me
watch
like
it.
that.
You better watch it. We got a replacement. So, we've got a couple of special guests today
We do.
with us that have traveled many a mile, and they came bearing gifts. By God,
By God is an understatement. It's got Jason with SDI.
Sonoran Desert Institute.
We'll get into a little bit more about what they do later, which
Great
is
organization.
pretty awesome. And we also have Martin here from Iron Hammer Armory, which they make some very, very
and
sweet
he looks like
AKs.
he would be, or own a company called Iron Hammer.
Yeah, he has the Viking look. He has that Floki look. So, so we're kin somewhere down the lines.
We definitely got to talk about Iron Hammer first.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And there was something. There's something else that you make too. There, I mean, you don't just forge AK stuff.
No, we don't just do AKs. We also do knives and we do axes.
You do.
Yeah.
Nice.
We do axes.
Like
We-
throwing axes or
Like
throwing
battle
axes, fighting
hatchets?
axes. We make
fireman axes.
No, that's the second time this week somebody's asked me to make a fireman's ass.
There you go.
Like How to
No.
Train Your Dragon?
Yeah, like How to Train Your Dragon Viking. Now we've also got the Rogers belt hatchet. It's just a little 1 pound pack hatchet.
Nice.
That's been our indestructible tool.
Okay.
That, we've made over 400 of them so far, and nobody's managed to break one. We've got one of our customers down in Arizona. He's turned into my official Wreck-It Ralph of testers that he got a hold of one and he took it out and he was trying to chop through some wood with it, and it was a little bit big of a branch for what he was trying to go through, so he grabbed a rock and started smashing the back of the hatchet with the wood.
Yeah,
and
need a little assistance.
he broke the rock. So
Oh wow.
I think the hatchet's here to stay.
So
I
what
think
do you
it's pretty
make them out of? What's your metal?
We use 4 different types of metal. I use 1095 high carbon and 5160. Those are the main metals for the axes. And then we also use D2 and O1 for our knives.
Do you have any like
Super
samples that
strong.
we can look at?
I actually did bring some things for you guys.
Okay. Cool. Let's
Cool.
check it out.
This one here.
Oh, wow.
This one here. We made for Zeke,
Oh, you made it for me.
and we made it
What?
for you.
Wow.
That looks like a
Viking.
tomahawk
Yes.
kind of deal.
It's got talking lead Zeke on it. That's pretty slick, man.
That is
and it's
a
sharp as can be.
That's a Viking
Leather
style
wrapped.
belt axe.
Nice.
So you can go pillage and plunder now.
I think I'm going to carry that now instead of my Glock.
The biggest advantage of an axe over a handgun is you never have to reload.
Yeah.
So
That is light too. That's super
And
light.
you know what though? The size of the blade looks about 4 inches. I think that would be a legal carry blade in Tennessee.
I
I
think
could be all right with
reciprocity
it.
goes pretty much everywhere, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah,
Is that what it is? It's sharp too.
yeah. That's pretty cool. Thank you very much. I
Absolutely,
appreciate
you're
that,
welcome.
man.
Where did it say talking lead Zeke? Oh,
See it?
Yeah.
Got to get in the right light.
light.
Once I get some pig's
Lead
blood on it,
bulge.
it'll really shine out.
Beautiful, man.
Well,
Yeah.
the other side of that is every time you guys get something, you always have to share it, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I didn't want to do that to you,
Nice.
so I made something especially for you.
That box is a little smaller.
It's a little smaller.
Smaller.
Yeah. Well, he's a smaller
It's all
guy.
relative, though.
He's a
you know,
smaller
right?
guy,
It's
so
all relative. That is awesome.
that's our Rogers belt hatchet.
so that's the one that cracked the rock then.
That's the one that cracked the rock.
Nice.
That's cut out of 1095 high carbon.
Man, yeah, that would be indestructible. Look at that thing. That is solid. That is beautiful, man. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Talking lead left hand.
Those are sweet, man. Thank you.
Even though I'm
Thank you very
right-handed.
much.
It still works out great, and it's got your logo on there. Cool. I love your logo, man. That is awesome.
Thor hammer.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much, man.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
So we got to take these out and test them now.
Yeah, use them and abuse them.
We got to put them to the test. We need to go on a survive the hunt.
Yes.
We
This-
take
we
these
can
with
use
us on
these
the
for a hog
survive the
hunt.
hunt, especially if they take us on one of those crazy knife hunts or snake hunts. Then we can use these.
No snakes, please.
It's got a good balance too, so you can throw these too.
That's,
right?
that's what I was
Those
telling
the Rogers doesn't throw that well because the hook on the end of the
little hook?
handle is meant to keep in your hand, retain it in the hand.
Mm-hmm.
We're about 60 days out from releasing the next step in evolution with the Rogers. Really listen to the customers. One of the biggest requests has been, can you make something that's pack size that we can throw? So the Minuteman hatchet will be replacing the Rogers in about 60 days. And
Oh,
it's
okay.
a little bit bigger. A little bit heavier. Got a few add-ins to it. Customers have asked for,
Yeah.
so
Nothing you can talk about right now, or maybe?
we're still doing a little bit of prototyping. But I can tell you that it's going to have primary feature we considered throwing first
Okay.
because that's been the one everybody wants to throw it. So we've
It's a
designed that
natural
into
instinct. you just want to
it.
throw it.
Some stuff you just got to pitch.
That's
Yeah.
right.
So-
you just got to toss it.
But it's also going to we're going to keep the paracord wrap inside the handle of it, underneath the paracord wrap. There's going to be some add-ins, fishing line, lure, or hooks.
Is it going to be like a hollowed out handle?
I think of an I-beam, like a channel in an I-beam. So it's not going to be completely hollow. There's
Right.
just going to
Okay.
be a cutout in it that helps balance the
And then
weight,
the
and it gives
paracord
us. Yeah,
Hold it in there.
exactly.
Oh, that's a
and
neat idea.
we've changed the wrap for the Minuteman, something that's a little easier to undo. Is if you've ever tried to unwrap, like the Rogers hatchet has 9 feet of paracord on it. We use a basket weave wrap, so it's not coming undone. And if you really need paracord in a hurry and you've got your Rogers hatchet, I hope you brought extra paracord because it's going to take you about half an hour to unwrap that thing.
Or if you got your knife, and
Yeah, just cut it. No, well, even then, because of how it's wrapped, it's going to take
tight.
a while.
That's a tight
That's it?
wrap.
No.
Yeah, that is a tight wrap.
Oh wow.
But with the Minuteman design, we wanted to go with something that was a little easier to unwrap if you really
It's
need
like a little
paracord in
kid's
a hurry.
toy. In here.
Now it looks really small, Zeke.
I see an Instagram picture
what
of you
she
holding that.
said.
Me holding that.
The picture of you guys back to back and the picture of these back to back is just priceless. Perfect.
It's a perfect match.
That is so cool. Thank you very much. And we're going to talk a little bit more about your company here in a little bit too.
Can you tell me, without looking at your phone, without looking at the internet or anything like that, let's make a wager.
Okay.
I will ask you one question, and if you can tell me, and it's a firearms related question, and it should be an easy question.
Okay.
If you can tell me the answer to this question,
Can I help him?
yes. You
Okay.
can't look at your phone either, though.
Okay.
Okay.
I will go get that talking lead tattoo.
Tramp stamp?
Not tramp stamp. Not tramp stamp.
If he gets
Okay.
it in under 3 seconds.
I don't have a time limit. Don't give me a time limit.
No, I'm just saying if you get it in under 3 seconds, he's got to get tramp stamp.
Oh, okay.
I already have a tramp stamp, though.
Oh, okay.
Oh, we can't
All
tramp
right.
stamp your tramp stamp.
All right.
But I'll get it. I have one leg that's like a party leg because I used to do tattoos.
Okay. All
But
right.
I'll
Party
get a
leg.
talking lead. A talking lead.
Talking Lade?
Talking
That's,
lead.
that's the other show.
Hopefully
That's the other show.
But I'll get a talking lead tattoo.
Okay.
But if I don't,
Uh-huh.
you have to get the Iron Hammer Armory tattoo with an SDI house.
Oh.
If you get it wrong.
Okay. All right. All right. Let's see. How easy is
We
this
agree.
question?
We agree.
Okay.
Wait,
All right. All right.
Challenge
All
accepted.
right, I'm game. I'm game.
Okay.
All right.
Are you
Watch.
from-
He's gonna be like, "What's the airspeed velocity?"
No,
It's gonna be-
way more simple than
Here,
that.
let me put my
okay.
phone down too, Sue.
Are you familiar with the Winchester 1873 1 of 1000?
Oh shit. Not very.
Not very.
Okay.
Okay, even better. Winchester 1873
Even better for you.
1 of 1000. How many were made?
What?
Winchester 1873 1 of 1000. How many were made?
That's what I want to say. But I
One-
also want to
one
say the
in.
first number.
No, there's only one in 1,000. There's only the first one's that there's only one.
Yeah.
There's only 2 2s.
Right.
There's only 3 3s.
How many 1873 1 of 1000s were
One
made?
of 1,000. One.
Word the question properly.
1 of 1,000.
One.
Of 1,000.
Man, I hope you can take some pain.
Oh shit.
It's 136. You can now Google it if you'd like.
Did their press break or something of the one of the 1,000 that they were going to make?
The 1 of 1000
Uh-huh.
was actually out. They were going to choose one rifle out of every 1,000 rifles that they made
Okay.
to be the most accurate, the most pristine rifle, and
Right.
it had the advanced checkering, it had the inlays, all that kind of stuff. There's only 136 1873 1 of 1000s that were ever produced and sold. Everybody
What
thinks
happened?
1,000.
What happened to this? It's a simple question. You'll know that.
It's a
answer.
simple question because everybody, if
That's
you
a
ask
trick
anybody, everybody goes 1,000.
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
So it's not simple.
136.
It's a trick question.
It actually is.
It actually is. It's a simple trick question for you.
But now it is time for the Jack Wagon of the Week.
Hoorah, Semper Fi, do or die, hold 'em high at 8th and I. It is time for the Talking Lead Jack Wagon of the Week, so brace yourself, baby.
So who is our Jack Wagon of the Week?
All right, we're not going to name the names, but it's that
Absolutely not.
kid in California. I think it's, I don't know how you say it, ISLA, ISLA Vista, California.
Isla Vista.
Isla Vista? Isla Vista? Isla Vista, baby.
That's how we say it in Tennessee.
Yeah. Anyway, Isla Vista. I'm sure everybody's heard about it
Yeah.
by now.
I think it's Isla Vista.
Yeah, but, as you're hearing more and more about the backstory on this kid's mental instability was shown way before this.
Way
ever
before.
occurred. He was putting out the signs on like YouTube. I think he was doing videos and things that were leading up to it. Obviously he's going to be a jackwagon for doing what he did. I think he killed 6 people. Shot
Stabbing and
3, stabbed 3, and then he went on a rampage with his car and was running over people. Went to this college campus, and I guess it was just having at with his BMW or whatever, and then he eventually killed himself, like they all do, the weasels. The authorities were brought attention to his condition by this kid's family, and he was taken in and I guess evaluated, and they didn't see him as being a threat. Apparently he passed their test, and he was
They let him go.
let go, and we'll pat on the butt. See you later, kid.
No, so
And
we're not.
then he ends up doing this. So
We're not going to specifically say what authorities or who it was, but anybody that was involved that saw the red flags and let him go, because I'm sure they had psychologists involved or
Yeah.
psychiatrists even. And
You would think,
I mean,
all that's going to be under investigation and under scrutiny now. So more of that will come out as it comes. But the family did bring it to the authorities' attention. I guess the family could have. We can sit here and second guess everything, but
Yeah.
the fact is there was an opportunity there to prevent this, and it.
well, and
failed.
any of the people that are out there right now saying, "Oh, it's the NRA and gun owners' fault," are retarded, because once again, this was done in a gun-free zone by someone who,
Pretty much gun-free state,
right?
but he used multiple objects.
Yep.
To go on his killing spree. He used knives. He used
The
gun,
knives
he
killed
used-
3 of the people, and nobody that is saying it's the NRA and gun owners' fault is also saying it's knife owners' fault and Knife Association.
Well,
of
what about
America.
car owners?
Is there one?
What about vehicles? There's no. I mean, he's up in the double digits of people that he's hurt and maimed, and
The thing that makes me sick and it makes me want to vomit is some of these people, when you see them on the news or on TV, they almost look excited that stuff like this has happened because they want to attack gun owners and gun ownership. It's something horrible that happened. Families
because they're
lost
so
their family
uncreative.
members.
They have no ability to go out there and think for themselves and come up with another interesting story other than something like this.
But I'm talking about like the anti-gunners. They're drooling for situations like this to happen so they can come out and launch attacks. And with this one specifically, he also killed with knives, but they're not attacking knife companies and knife owners. Not that it's legit that they're attacking gun owners. We all know that that's retarded.
I don't know that
but
they're just sitting around waiting for something like this to happen. But when it does happen, they
they act
milk
like they
it
have
and they
been.
take every opportunity to jump on the bandwagon.
right, or go on a lynching or whatever you want to call it. So that's our Jack Wagon of the week, or Jack Wagons in this case.
Yeah.
Multiples. So on a lighter note, on a good positive note, Jason is with SDI. Yeah, that's
SDI.
right. SDI.
SDI.
Yeah.
Jason is with SDI,
Sonora Desert Institute.
Exactly.
which is a company that is a school, really.
It's a school,
I said company, but it's a school that has a module for gunsmithing. And it really specializes in helping veterans become nationally certified gunsmiths.
Exactly.
And
You help
distance
give them a
learning, too,
trade.
right?
Right. Well, we're nationally accredited. We're the only nationally accredited gunsmithing school out there that takes military funding that actually puts 80% receivers like the AR-15 and the Ruger 10/22, and in September the AR-10, or for the truest, the LR-308, into our students' hands and lets them mill out their own receivers and teaches them how to do that. And it's the best part about it is it's distant learning, so it works with their schedule. It's self-paced and distant learning. So
they do it over the internet. The
yeah,
interweb.
basically, it's not internet. It's not online. We don't like to use the word online. We like to use distant learning because you don't actually have to log in and sit in a virtual classroom and have to do assignments and everything like that. It's basically self-paced and distant learning.
Gotcha.
So, but we
You've got actual books and manuals.
yeah,
that they
we
get.
can
It's
actually
like a
send
kit.
them the manuals, the paperback manuals. But we've come out with a kit that we actually send them about $700 worth of tools. We send them a laptop computer. We give them a lower receiver from a lower receiver for a AR-15, the jig, stuff like that, and then they mill out their own AR-15. So it's not like your guys' T-shirt, the Ghost gun.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really cool because it a lot of these servicemen and women, they want the gun that they. I mean, myself, I'm prior military. I retired out of the Army after 18 years.
Thank you for your service.
So you're welcome. I wanted the weapon that the firearm that I served with.
That you were trained with. You know,
exactly.
You're familiar with.
The civilian version is the AR-15, and of course in the military it's the M16 or the M4. And now, I make my own, and we got to shoot one of the ones that I made, and with the help of TDS Guns out in San Diego. But I mean, just we teach our students how to do that, and it's a great opportunity for them. In the active duty students, they get to use their tuition assistance, so that's no money out of pocket. And the retirees or Voc Rehab, or they can use Voc Rehab, or they can use Montgomery GI Bill or post 9/11 GI Bill. So we take all military funding that way.
So as they get into this class and they're taking it, they have questions. I'm sure you guys have like a number they can call or some way to get in touch with somebody to.
Exactly. I'm also an instructor for them, one of the instructors, so they can actually email us and we can talk to them. And in some cases, I've actually had students where, hey, I'm having a problem with this, I'm having a problem with that, and hey, what kind of phone do you have? And most people have smartphones or iPhones or Samsungs or whatever like that, and I'll get on Skype with them, or
damn Windows phones.
Yeah. I'll get on Skype with them, or I'll get on Skype or FaceTime, and I'll be like, "Oh, okay, I see what you're doing wrong. You need to do it this way, or you need to do it that way, and here's how you do it." And I mean, the thing that attracted me most about SDI was that you actually, when you call in, you actually talk to a real person. I mean, every time I called in when I was active duty, I talked to a real person. I talked to Pam Rogers, who was at the time one of our directors, the administration director. And when I use it as a recruiting tool when I go talk to the soldiers, I'll tell them, hey, look, call this number. And I've actually had soldiers when I've talked to them, or I'll be at a gun show and I'll have somebody pull out their phone and I'll say, hey, call this number, talk to them, call the number on my card. On my business cards, I have my actual cell phone number because I want it to go directly to me. And I answer my phone, or I answer the text message or something like that. Now, I don't want them to call me, drunk dial me or anything like that, obviously. Right. But I mean, I'll answer my phone and I'll talk to them and I'll help them out as any way that I can. And with Martin, I talked to Martin. He's actually helping us out with a lot of course material and going through our course as well. We're big on veterans. Right. I mean, first responders, veterans, anything like that we can help out. We're big on doing that for them. And it's real near and dear to my heart because there's a lot of those guys that when they're getting ready to get out of the military, they don't know what to do. About a year and some change ago, I was sitting in what's called ACAP in the Army, the Army Career Alumni Program, and I was scared to death. I was like, okay, 18 years in the Army. I was a mechanic. I'm a tank mechanic. What am I going to do when I get out of the Army? I have, kids. I've got wife, everything like that. What am I going to do? Right. I happened to come across SDI. I love guns. Now I build them, and I'm a gunsmith, certified gunsmith by a nationally accredited institution. They actually have a Associates of Science degree where you can get an associate's degree for it.
Oh wow!
So I mean, it's a great program. It's helping out veterans, and we try to deal with a lot of veteran-based businesses to give back to the veteran community and everything like that. And I'm so lucky that I got to work with a lot of vets, and my bosses are great guys, and they put a lot of faith in me and in our staff. I mean, we have a guy named Gary Zito. He's a Marine vet, and a guy out in the East Coast that works with us, Zach Pearson. He's an Army vet with me. We've got a guy in California, Dale Greenwich. He's a Marine vet, and we try to hire a bunch of vets so that, because I talk the talk of the vet. Martin, right. Marine vet, he talks the talk. I mean, once you've been in the military, there's guys that I can spot a military guy a mile away. Right. And there's that certain aura about each other that I get along real well with Martin because we've chewed the same dirt. I mean, we just have that.
You got the commonality.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And there's a lot of those guys.
Share.
Yeah, there's a lot of those guys that, I mean, you just don't get that same camaraderie from playing Call of Duty.
What? What?
You just don't.
However, there are a lot of Marines that play Call of Duty.
I've honestly never played that game. I actually built a Ruger 1022 using a Hightower Armory stock. It's a P90 stock, and it's the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
They actually made a stock that's just for the Ruger 1022 that looks just like a P90, and I was like, wow, this is cool, because everybody Dremels out a airsoft stock or whatever to make it look like that.
Yeah.
Well, these guys came out with this stock. I built it. I set it on my table, and everybody came up. And there's kids that are like 10, 11 years old just coming up to the gun show and to my booth going, it's a P90, and wanting to pick it up. And everybody turns into this, badass door kicker when they pick this thing up, and they're just like taking this stance and everything like that. And I'm like, dude, you work for Apple. Put that thing down. I mean, for real.
Put your eye out, kid.
You're going to shoot your eye out. But I mean, it's just like, where did you learn that this was a P90? And they're like, I play Call of Duty.
Yeah.
And they pick this up, and they're talking about maneuvers and kicking doors and this, that, and the other. And I'm like, dude, really? Oh, okay, cool. You want to be a gunsmith? They're like, yeah. And I mean, it
whatever gets them there, right?
As long as they're safe and responsible gun owners, that's the people that need to have this course in their hands. And if we're helping out veterans and we're doing stuff that, I mean, a lot of these companies are standing behind us, and we actually have a resource guide that we put out that are 95% of our demographic is the military. Sure. So these companies, I go talk to them and I say, hey, check it out. I'm going to put your product in 95% of our students are military. Mm-hmm. So your product is going to help out the military guys.
Right.
And these guys love it. They go out there and they look through our resource catalog and they go, hey, at this place I get 15% discount, and they'll go on there, they'll put their code in, and they'll buy from that store or whatever the case may be. Mm-hmm. And some of these companies are doing real well for them.
Nice.
So.
And, we have a lot of military listeners, too, but we also have a lot of civilian listeners, and y'all will take civilians in the class, too.
Absolutely. We take American Express, Visa, MasterCard, Buffalo Nickels if you got enough of them. I mean, we try to help out everybody. That's the one thing that I loved about SDI is I love it. We're the friendliest gunsmithing program that I've ever come across. Mm-hmm. I've tried to go and... There's another gunsmith program out there, and I won't name any names because I'm just not like that. But I've looked up some of their curriculum, and I've watched some of their videos, and it's good. I mean, there's some information out there, but it's hard
to the level
to
of what
find,
you guys are doing.
Well, it's hard to find how much the program costs.
So they're kind of like, I guess, some hidden fees or something out there. Yeah.
Ours, you go straight to our website, www.sdi.edu, and you go and click on the catalog, and it will tell you plain as day in black and white how much exactly all of our programs cost. And once you're in an SDI student or alumni, you're like, we like to call it our family. Once you're part of the family, you're always going to be part of the family. If something new comes out, like in September when the AR-10 308 comes out, we send out a blast email and we'll tell you, hey, this new program came out. Mm-hmm. We'll let you take advantage of this new program, and we
they
keep
still
you up
take
to
advantage
date.
of the discounts and things like that.
Yeah, exactly. Once you have your student number, you are always going to be able to take advantage. If I come out with a new like Elfman Tactical, they have this trigger system that they graciously gave you guys.
Thank you, Elfman.
They want our servicemen and women, and they want our students to go and get this trigger. And it's a fully adjustable one-stage trigger from 6 pounds all the way down to 1 3/4 pounds. And they're willing to give 10% off for this trigger, and it's ridiculously nice trigger. Mm-hmm. And if they come out with another trigger or whatever, and the new student comes in, they're still going to get the 10% off of this trigger.
Right.
If I make another deal, get another company on board, the students that are already involved are still going to take advantage of
everything that's ongoing and existing.
Exactly.
Now, what do you guys do as far as, do you have like a job placement? Do you help these people find jobs after the training?
Awesome question. Martin, Iron Hammer Armory, he's helping us with our AK-47 module. I wouldn't say near future, but in the future, we're going to come out with an AK-47 module. We've actually, we're trying to come out with externships where once a student goes through the advanced gunsmithing certificate and they get their certificate, they can go to places like Iron Hammer Armory and do an externship with them. Now, for Martin's, in Martin's case, the key to his castle to get into his shop is you'll have to show up with your AK-47. Mm-hmm. It might not look beautiful. It might the rivets might not be all that it's cracked up to be, but you're going to have a passion.
Might get a little scrutiny before you get through the door.
Yeah, you're going to have a passion for AKs to show up because I mean he's an awesome AK builder. I went to Byers and spent a week with him and learned the ins and outs of an AK as much as I could, and I'm sure more of it spilled out on the floor than retained in my head, but there's definitely an art to building AK-47s, and we try to do that to where we're trying to provide students with externships to where they can go work, and if they cut the mustard, so to speak, that employer has the opportunity to hire that student. So we're not only giving them hands-on, but we're also going to, places like Iron Hammer are going to have the opportunity to hire veterans and hire people like that.
So you're getting their foot in the door.
Exactly.
And at the same time, you're providing these companies with veterans. You're getting the veterans there and skilled labor. At the same time. Because they're not walking into this thing blind, like you said. They're going through your course. They get certified. What certifies somebody? How do you know when somebody's certified? How do they prove to you that they've completed the class?
Basically, we have we send them out all their tools. We send them out all their. They actually have to take tests with us. Mm-hmm. They're going to have to go online, and we have a test online that they're going to have to take it, and they have to pass the test. If they pass the test, then that certifies them. Like I said, we're accredited through the Distant Education Training Council, DETC, and we have to get reaccredited every time we come out with a new module or something like that, or we change our curriculum. We have to get reaccredited. So we hold to a standard. I know that like cops and first responders and stuff like that, they will they have a tuition reimbursement because we're nationally accredited and stuff like that. So I know that some of them will reimburse them.
Gotcha.
But I know for the military, because my whole demographic is the military. I was in the military. I went through it while I was in the military, so I speak a lot of what I talk of is for military. I mean, we have the civilian guys, but I mean, a lot of the civilian people that take the course are the gun enthusiasts that want to do it as a hobby.
Home shops.
Basically. Yeah. But I mean, we actually have part of our course, and as a matter of fact, in there, you got a couple of the pieces. Nope. The flyers that are in there. And these are for you guys. But in the course, it'll actually help them set, like SSM 200. It actually tells them how to set up their own business and bookkeeping.
Oh, nice.
It tells them how the gun laws and legislation, tells them everything.
Sure.
How to, we partnered, or we went through going through FFL123.com, and we've actually had people get their FFL through FFL123.com and going through our course. So now they have their FFL. They're actually have a working gunsmithing shop in their in their home. Or
so y'all have a weight loss program too.
Fat 105.
Fat 100. Fat 200.
What I'm talking about is some of their classes are Fat 105, Fat 100, and it's firearms technology, not fat.
But we're also one of the few. I'd actually think that we're one of the only gunsmithing, distant learning gunsmithing schools out there that actually sends our students a full hydrographics dip kit.
Oh wow! So
you can we give you everything except for the water and the tub. So we actually send you the ATAX hydrographics film, the activator, the base coat, and the clear coat. And basically, you lay it on top of the water. You spray the activator on it. Anything that you can dip in the water, you can, coat and, have your fire and finish. Cool. We did that in our modern fire and finishes lab in there. And like for our advanced gunsmithing course, which is the one that you got in your hand there that has all the fat 105 and everything, that gives them both the that he's got one too.
Oh, yeah,
the 1022 Ruger 1022 build and the AR-15 build.
Gotcha.
So it gives them both. So I mean,
So they get all the parts and everything for that.
well,
It's part of the.
they
part
don't
of the
get
cost.
all the parts. They get the receiver, they get the jig, and they get the drill bits, and stuff like that. They don't get like the barrel, anything else like that.
Okay, so
we're
they gotta
actually
get all that on their own, but there's
Yeah.
discounts.
exactly.
Yeah,
but
okay.
we're actually coming out in the next month or so. We're coming out with a non-credited. You talk about for civilians. We're actually coming out with a non-credited complete build kit, which is like for the AR-15 Armorers course, where it's going to be a complete build kit, kind of like what I brought you guys. That's going to have like an 80%er, and it's going to have a basic rifle, like an AR-15 carbine in a box almost, but it's going to called the complete build kit, where it has everything, and you're going to need to go through the AR-15 Armor's course and mill out your lower receiver, and you will be able to shoot your AR-15 that you built legally, be able to own it legally, and something that you built that you have yourself, and it's going to be under like $1,000 for that course.
Wow.
Nice.
And that's with all the
With
tools,
the equipment.
with the equipment.
Tools and the parts for the rifle.
Tools meaning it's going to have the jig, the AR-15 Armor's wrench, and basically a full AR. Not meaning the
All the little hammers and all that
no,
stuff.
not meaning that. Not
Yeah.
meaning drill press. Not
Right.
meaning that kind of
You're
stuff.
not getting the
Right.
CNC machine or anything.
Let's not get confused. We're not going to show up to your house with a Harbor Freight kit.
I don't know, man. You oughta-
drop off a CNC machine.
You ought to hook up with one of these drill companies and let them know what you're doing, and maybe they could put together a little something.
Maybe that'd be awesome. Hint,
Yeah.
hint, hint, hint.
You never know.
Now,
So
from
go ahead.
from start to finish, how long does it take? I know they can go at their own pace, but if somebody was just balls to the wall,
The
long would it
national
take?
average is about 6 to 8 months.
Okay.
There's some guys out there that are just chucking through it, and they get it done within, 4 to 5 months. I mean,
Okay.
there's a few
Now, is that all these
cases.
courses?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a few cases where some have done it in less time, but the national average is 6 to 8 months. It's designed for about a year, about a year, but you have up to two years to complete it in for the advanced gunsmithing certificate.
and even though they get an AR, Ruger 1022, whatever, they're learning about other guns. right?
Absolutely, they're learning about like your lever actions, your shotguns, your revolvers, your semi-automatics.
So you're a well-rounded gunsmith when you come out of this. You're not
You're
just
talking about
an AR expert.
how to blue, how to parkerize, how to again, like you
Exactly.
said, how to set up your own business if you want to set up your own business.
Sure.
and-
Absolutely. What I tell
turn it
people
into
is the advanced gunsmithing course. It's kind of like, and I deal a lot with the military. I tell them it's like basic training. In basic training, they taught you everything that you'd need to know. They taught you about commo. They taught
People
you about
yell at you?
maneuvers. Well, not really. I mean, if your wife's in the kitchen or something
Yes.
like that, maybe.
Quick,
But-
quit playing with that gun and get.
It's basically like basic training, and then everybody kind of goes into a specialty. They get into black rifles are big, like
Right.
the ARs or the AKs or 1911s.
Now, left hand's over here hugging these two guns. Just so you know, left hand, the Nomad is not ours.
What nomad? I think it disappeared.
Martin's like, for a nominal fee, it might be.
Martin's shaking, going, "Oh crap! I think he thinks that's his."
But people. What happened is I actually went to the president of the school, and I set the president, Paul Zagnani, and the vice president, Doug Feeney, and I actually set a 80%er and a jig in front of them, and I said, look, nobody else in the industry is doing this. Nobody's coming out with this module. We need to do this.
Right.
And they had enough faith in me that they went, all right, let's do it.
Yeah.
And we've had this out since August of last year, and we're the only school that's doing it. We kind of went with we're kind of following this one company, and I'm not going to name any names, but it looks like a fruit with a bite taken out of it, where every 6 months they come out with
Who that could be.
where with every 6 months they come out with like a new tablet or a new phone that has like a little upgraded or something like that to keep people interested. Well,
Or you mean to keep people spending money?
yeah, please. Well,
They're all that way, for God's sake.
we're trying to come out every 6 to 8 months with a new build module. So August of last year we came out with the AR-15. February of this year we launched our Ruger 1022. So
Okay.
August to September of this year we're going to do the AR-10 or LR-308.
Right.
And then we're trying to February to January, February timeframe of next year, possibly the AK-47 or the
What about 1911?
1911.
Yeah.
Because right now, I'm just going to say right now, there's 5 major 80% platforms out there. AR-10, LR-308, AR-15, Ruger 1022, AK-47, because you have the flats, and then you have
1911.
the 1911.
Yeah.
So we know that there's at least 5 build modules out there that we're going to go after.
Gotcha.
So no other school's doing it. So we want to be that school that everybody goes, you know what? We heard all these students go, well, where's our hands-on? What do we send you guys? Does a school send you guys guns and this and the other? Well, no, we can't send you guns. We don't have an FFL. I mean,
Right.
Do you have an FFL?
No?
Exactly. Can I send you this 80% lower receiver because it's a
Absolutely.
glorified paperweight?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So, and what's best
For now,
Well, what's the best way to learn how to work on a firearm? To build
do
it,
it.
to build it yourself.
To do it.
From almost scratch to build it yourself. So we're actually affording our students the opportunity to build it from scratch, the safest. And I think there,
as much from scratch as you can without a CNC machine.
absolutely. And there's a lot of misinformation out there. And before, and I don't know about you, Martin, but before about a year ago, there was a lot of you if you wanted to build an 80%er, you either had to go on YouTube or something like that to try to get information about it. And it was like there was some sketchy information out there.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say bad. I'm going to say it's misinformation or
I
some
bet there was
sketchy.
some bad information out there too.
There was some
bet there was.
sketchy
I bet
information.
there is.
We'll say it. We'll say it for you. There was some bad information.
There's some very bad information on how to do it.
Well, with SDI, we actually went out there and we sourced a bunch of content, and we've actually went through and got some builders and everything like that, and we've put together and comprised everything to where it is the safest, in a lot of our opinion, the safest way to build an AR-15 from a home shop using common tools. Because I mean, let's face it, in a lot of the ways, not everybody's going to have a CNC machine, not everybody's going to have a mill. People are going to have a Harbor Freight drill press or something like that,
Right.
and they're going to go, okay, well, I have two 2x4s, I have this, I have that, I'm going to make it work. Not exactly the right way to do it, but
Right.
we're going to teach you how to do it the safest way possible.
Right. And you're getting a skill with it too. I mean, that's the biggest thing. There's probably people out there that are
Well, they're building a trade,
Right.
Yes.
They're teaching you how to build an AR, but with this, you're learning across the board all kinds of guns, and you're ending up with
You're
a
getting a
skill
little business
that's a
knowledge as
marketable
well.
skill at the end of it. So.
Yeah, you're getting a little bit law, getting a little law information in there.
Yeah, absolutely. And the coolest thing is the amount of people that I've actually been starting to network with that have just now been able to find out about SDI. I mean, just running into you guys at the NRA show, and I was like, hey, yeah, we deal with 80%ers, and you guys were like, what? Huh? You do what? Wait a minute. And I was like, yeah, let's do something. I'm here right now. Let's do this. No. This isn't just a 10-minute segment. We need to do a show. We need to do a whole show with you and Martin, and we need to do this now.
Yeah.
Let's set something up. And I'm like, all right, well, we need to put this out there. So
I mean, it's an awesome program. And even after we met you, we went and, of course, did our due diligence, even though we trust Martin. And, I mean, the program, it's legit. It is accredited, like you said. You get a certification. It's a nationally recognized certification when you're done. You don't just get a certificate and you go to a business and they're like, ha, 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 yeah, whatever that is.
Are you guys keeping up with your stats and your success rate after graduation?
We're actually running reports on that now, because when Paul and Paul and the board bought the school, they bought the school about 2.5 years ago, and it was a little bit small. It was a lot smaller. They had about approximately 180 to 190 students a year, and since then we have rapidly grown. Since we've instituted the build modules and stuff like that, I think we're fastly becoming one of the top online distance learning schools. I mean, we've gotten up to approximately, I would venture to say, probably 50 to 70 enrollments, probably a month, maybe on the high end, and that's just a educated guess.
And how long has this SDI been in existence?
Since 1921.
Since 1920, really? So obviously they didn't start off with this type of a curriculum.
No, not at all. I mean, they've been doing gunsmithing for a long time.
So it's a legitimate school. I mean, it's accredited.
It's
like
been
I said
around
before,
forever.
It's been around since 1921. And you even did some vetting of them too when you first met them, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
With how Martin came to be with us. Basically, we try to update our content and try to keep it the newest and freshest content that's out there. And I got the opportunity to go out to the SHOT Show, and I saw Martin out there, and I was like, hey, we wanted to do an AK-47 module. And I know Martin's an AK-47 builder, so I was like, hey, I introduced myself, told him about the school, and I was like, hey, this is what we want to do. And I basically enlisted Martin's help and said, hey, can you help us out with this? And that's how, Martin and me, we shared some similarities in our stories. And I mean, you can tell that story if you want.
Well, yeah, it's when Jason first approached me about it, I didn't really give it a second thought. I talked to so many people that they get pumped up and, we want to work with you, and, we want to do this, and you never hear from them again. Mm-hmm. So I kind of looked into it and, vetted SDI, made sure they were a legitimate school, nationally accredited. And what really struck me was how much they do for the veterans. I mean, they really go out of their way to help the veterans. And he ended up calling me up about a month later. He called me up, wanted to meet up, came out to the shop, and we had what was supposed to be about a 2-hour meeting. About 2 hours into it, he calls his boss on the phone and says, "Hey, I've got our guy.
Done deal.
Yeah. We definitely need to do this," and he didn't end up leaving the shop until about 4:00 in the morning.
Yeah, I get there at 3 in the afternoon, and I'm like, "Hi, I'm Jason from SDI." And next thing I know, Martin opens up his house to me, and we're in his shop, and we're eating dinner, and we're going over battle plans of how SDI and Iron Hammer are going to be, hitched at the waist, and we're going to go through battle together.
Nice.
You said you even had a hand in helping do the manual and whatnot. Right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm already certified gunsmith, but they've asked me to go through not only help them write their AK-47 manual, but I'm also going through all their curriculum for the advanced gunsmithing course and going through their Associates of Science in Firearms Technology, making sure the information is accurate. Even if it's little things with how with terminology or improper spelling, we're trying to make it as clean and professional as possible. But the biggest thing that I wanted to jump on board with SDI for is I was that guy that got out of the military. I didn't plan on getting out when I did. I had dreams of going career. Life had another path for me. And when I got out of the military, when I got out of the Marine Corps, I had no plan. I had no path. Yeah. I didn't know what I was going to do. And I spent about a month going, what now? And I ended up taking a job driving truck and fixing guns on the side. I was one of those blessed individuals that I grew up around gunsmiths, grew up around blacksmiths. So I already had that trade, but I had no idea how to market it, had no idea what to do with it. I didn't know anything about business.
Right.
And for me to be able to pitch in and help veterans that are terming out, or there's a bunch of guys I know that are 10, 15 years in that their particular branch of services said, "Hey, appreciate all your service, but we don't need you anymore. There's the door."
Right.
And they're
Cut 'em
30.
short.
They got 30 days. They go through their out program, depending on their branch of service. They go through their out program and see you. Welcome back to the world. Hope you figure out how to make a living.
Mm-hmm.
So for me to be able to pitch in and help those guys transition to a trade where they can enjoy what they do for a living, make a living, take care of their family, to me that's awesome.
That is.
To caveat off of what Martin said about how SDI helps out the veterans so much, here's just an example of that. The active duty veteran, when he takes SDI and he uses tuition assistance to go through the program, tuition assistance does not pay for the tooling that SDI gives them, like the 80%ers or the tools or any of that kind of stuff. On an average, SDI eats $300,000 a year donating those tools to the veterans.
Wow.
We actually tell them, we're donating that stuff to them and telling them, hey, you're protecting our country, you're doing this, you're prepared to give your life, the ultimate sacrifice for our country, for what we do. We're prepared to give you your tools to succeed in this course.
That's awesome.
Here you go. And that's $300,000 a year, and we're kind of a small school right now.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
That's a nice chunk of change. So I mean, we are 100% behind the veterans, and I don't see some of the other schools quite doing that kind of stuff. So I mean, that's the kind of love that we're giving to our servicemen and women out there. So I mean, I that's. When I found that out, because like I said, I took it while I was active duty and I was getting ready to transition out, and I looked at my tuition assistance form and I was like, oh, wait a minute. This right here says you're not going to pay for my tools. How much am I going to come out of pocket? So I called up Pam and I was like, it says that you're not, my tools aren't covered. What's going on? She's like, no, we donate those tools to you. Thank you for your service. That's another way we're saying thank you to you. And I've had so many servicemen and women since being in this job as a military liaison or business development. They've come back to me and they've said, well, my ESO or anything like that has told me that I can't take this course because tuition assistance doesn't cover the tools. And I've told them, go back to your ESO and tell them, that's right, tuition assistance doesn't cover the tools. We cover the tools. We donate those tools to you. So if there's any ESOs out there listening, Sonoran Desert Institute donates the tools, so please let your soldiers, your sailors, your Marines, your airmen,
let them take the course
because we give them the tools for that.
So make sure that all the military guys, all you lead heads that are in the military or former military, or even civilians, but for the military,
specifically
they go
for the
to
military.
the ESO and you talk to them, your education assistance officer.
Make sure they understand that the tools aren't a hindrance to this program.
No.
Absolutely, you guys.
Let's talk a little bit about Iron Hammer, and then we'll go into the toys.
Yeah, for real. Because Iron Hammer is Iron Hammer actually is a big part of SDI recently. Since Martin's become, I guess, rolled into SDI and
Abducted.
Yeah, abducted. And
Is that why he's wearing
a
a collar?
Yeah. Yeah. Is that why he's not wearing a breastplate? No, he really has took me basically under his wing and tried to help me out with getting me more into the underground of the firearms industry and helped SDI out and put us more into the mainstream and stuff like that. So I mean, Iron Hammer's doing great things for us and he definitely needs to be put out there.
It's exciting to see a company, an American company, even a vet-made company, that's doing AKs, because there's a handful that are doing a good job at them, and even some of those, almost not mentioning names, have gotten too big for the britches. To see somebody that,
Well, I got to be honest with you, that's probably one of the reasons why I haven't bought one yet.
just American, And I mean, tell us a little bit about how you got started doing that and your company and everything that you do.
Iron Hammer started off as an idea when I got out of the Marine Corps. I took a job driving truck for a living because, got bills to pay, and it was provided me an income and a home on wheels.
Right.
So I didn't know where I wanted to live, didn't know what I wanted to do, so it worked out for me. And in the back of the truck, I would be fixing guns and shaping knives and going down the road. So all you DOT guys that tried to catch me over the years, good luck, didn't work. But I'd literally have a torn apart rifle in the back of the truck going down the road, which I'm sure I'd broke some federal laws somewhere, but oh well. And it just little by little, it grew into an idea, and I'd never really given AK's a second thought at that point. You know, I just got out of the Marine Corps, you know, M16A2 when I served, and I kind of stuck with what I knew. I loved lever actions, old cowboy guns, and I got introduced to the AKs by a friend of mine, Josh Harris, quite a few years back. He was a big AK guy. He brought him to me. I started looking at him and going, wow, this thing runs no matter what you do to it. You know, I believe there's a video of somebody put a ham sandwich in an AK. And it's
Peanut butter, ham sandwich.
That's
Yeah.
right. And, you know, I took it out and I trained with one, and I just slowly kind of became a convert to the AK. And, of course, I took it back home and completely disassembled it, drilled the rivets out of the whole thing.
Got to see how it works.
Well, I want to know how it works.
Yeah.
And I realized this is a blacksmith's gun. You know, this is something that's really near and dear to me, because until you actually start putting the parts together, when you form the receiver, riveting the trunnions in, that's blacksmithing.
Sure.
You know, I can get this, and I started making my own receivers. I've got the box of shame in the shop. It's got about 40 receivers that I guarantee will never work. Okay? They're terrible.
Go ahead and melt them down.
I screwed them up so bad, but I just kept at it and kept at it and kept at it to get to the point where I'm at now, where I know I build quality firearms. I know I build something that's going to last. It lives up to the Kalashnikov name, where they're not race tight. The trick with the Kalashnikov is that it runs loose enough to stay dependable. You know, you can't keep tightening those guns up.
Right.
You know, it's not something that you can race out or, you know, go crazy on. It really takes somebody that you know, and Jim Fuller said it the best. It takes somebody that understands the old world technology.
Right.
You know, and a lot of people are into the, you know, CNC'd out guns and the tight tolerances and thousandths of an inch. That doesn't work on an AK. You got to keep things loose. You know, loose is fast and on the edge out of control. So it's just evolved from there. And, you know, we've got our axe and knife side of the house, and then we've got our AK side of the house. One of the things that we do different than a lot of shops out there is there's a lot of companies that do front end mods to AKs, and they do a really good job of it.
Right.
And I've never been one to reinvent the wheel. I don't like following other people's footsteps. Where we focus on the AK is on the back half of the gun. There's a lot of adapters on the market where they're using aluminum or plastic so that guys can run their M4 stocks. AK stocks, most of the AK stocks out there suck. There's too much drop at the comb, or there's, you know, no lateral support. You got two screws holding on a wood stock. If you actually butt stroke something with that, you're going to break something.
Sure.
You know, you'll twist the receiver, or you'll break the tang, or you'll break the stock. And I was running a course about 3 years ago, just doing a training course, and I tripped over my two left feet and had the rifle in my hand and braced myself against a barricade. And on that rifle, I had a standard tanged out rear trunnion, and I'm not going to drop names, but I had a well-known adapter, an M4 style tube on the gun, and I broke the adapter and broke the tang on the gun. Anybody that knows me really well knows when something goes wrong with a gun while I'm running a training course, I immediately flip into gunsmith mode, and instead of transitioning and continuing the course, it's time to figure out what just went wrong.
Picks up a rock, bangs
So,
Find a hammer.
yeah, just find a hammer and start hitting on it. So I stood there for a good solid minute looking at it going, you know what, I can do this better. So it took about a year of development, and I came out with the hammer trunnion, where instead of making an adapter to fit standard AK trunnions, I just redesigned the whole trunnion. So now we rivet it into place. It is the most stout rear trunnion on the market. You can run it over with a truck. You're not going to hurt it. I machine it out of 4140 steel. I do the heat treating in-house to it. We provide the extra rivet with it. It's got 3 rivets instead of 2. We provide the extra rivet with it when we send it out. We currently have the low-profile hammer trunnion for the AK-47 that takes direct M4 style tubes. Within the next 60 days, we'll be releasing the high profile for the AK-47, and immediately following that, we'll have the high profile for the AK-74, which we've been getting a lot of requests for. For all you guys all you lead heads out there that like running the Mac 90s, I'm working on that one too.
Ooh.
So, and we just had a request today that we come out with one for the Yugos. So
Oh,
we're going to be
nice.
putting that into the feed chain. So my goal is to be able to build that, have that part built for name your AK. I've got something that's going to work for you.
Wow.
We'll be able to, you can take that, use it in a build. If you've got an arsenal, a demilled arsenal kit that you bought up, thinking someday I'm going to build this AK, you can use that in your build. Or if you currently own an AK, you've got a Sega, you've got a Mac 90 or Old Norenco, you can take your rear trunnion out and install this yourself, or you can send it to Iron Hammer. We also do an install service where you send it to us, we'll install it for you and send you back your rifle.
Oh, wow.
And if people want to do that, where do they go?
They go to our website, www.ironhammerarmory.com, and look under the hammer tructions section on the upper heading. And we've got the information there.
Very good. And those other ones are on the way. You don't have those out yet, right?
I don't have those out yet. We've got prototypes in hand on the high-profile 74 and the 47, and we're working on the other prototypes. As soon as I take them out and attempt to destroy them, they pass my tests. I'm really
Now we've got
hard on
one
my
right
stuff.
here. We've got one right here. This is your personal one, right?
Well, that's the shop display rifle. That's our Nomad.
The Nomad.
The Nomad's more of a concept than I would say a model, but it's by
light.
popular demand, it's becoming our signature model or our signature look. It's very much a minimalist platform. 16-inch barrel, compact design. We put them right at 6.7 pounds, so it's one of the lightest AKs available on the market with a full stock. Mm-hmm. The entire idea behind it is everything you need and nothing you don't.
Right.
And you shot this today, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
I loved it.
What was your opinion? What'd you think?
Where I said his kicks like, or the AR that Jason had kicks like a Ruger 1022, this
Kicks
kicks
like
like
a
an
mouse?
this kicks like an
What was it?
AR.
This kicks like an AR.
Yeah. So I mean
I saw
dead
the
on
video of you shooting it.
Yeah, I mean it
It
doesn't.
like you were pulling it a little bit. You were anticipating a little more than what was there.
I was. I'll be honest. I was anticipating a bigger kick because I've shot AKs before. Nah, it's nothing like any other AK I've shot. The only thing that I had an issue with is the Glock style rear sight, but that was something that they were saying they're looking at doing. Did you say ghost ring sight?
Yeah,
back
we're
there?
looking at we've been using Law Tactical. Just came out with their AK accuracy sight, and I really like the sight. It goes right into place in the rear sight block in place of your standard Arsenal sights. It's got a dovetail cut in it to where you can take just about any dovetail style pistol sight on the market and drop it right into their set screws on the bottom of it. We're currently running
cool.
a Glock in there.
Yeah.
And I've got to agree with you. I don't like the Glock sight. You said it earlier. The white outline really
It throws you
washes
off a
out.
little bit, yeah.
It washes the front sight post out, so you can't focus on it. I want to drop a ghost ring on there and see
Yeah.
how I like that.
Some True Glows would be pretty cool. in
True
there.
Glows
Yeah.
really, really cool.
But you've also got a rail on there too, so you could put an optic on there.
Right, we do. We run the Ultimac. That's a Ultimac M1B that's on there. Really love the Ultimac rails. In my opinion, it's the most secure forward weapons mount available on the market for the AKs. It's also one of the most affordable. Works great with your red dots. It sits a little lower than a lot of the options out there, so you've got less. Not sure how to describe it, where you're not having to pick your head up off the gun to see through the sight.
Right.
Yeah.
So you don't need a cheek riser on your buttstock.
Right.
Another thing that works really good with those is using scope,
Scout scopes.
handgun scopes or scout scopes.
Scopes.
Yeah, I like
Looking
it.
gun. And the Cerakote you did on this is beautiful.
That no credit
like a
to
little
me
custom
on that.
something on
no
that.
credit to me on that. That we sent that out back in December to Warhorse Tactical out of Houston, and he did that by hand. He calls it his Wartac camo. Colin with Warhorse is one of the most talented painters I've ever come across. He freehanded that entire thing. That's not
Wow.
a template. That's not that's not spraying a pattern. He
It's like a
freehanded that
cross
entire.
between
And we-
multicam and
Dirt, sand.
And
ATAX.
the other cool thing about that is that Martin, veteran owned company,
Uh-huh.
Colin with Warhorse, veteran owned company,
Yep.
SDI doing stuff
Seeing a
with
pattern here?
veterans.
Seeing a pattern?
Yeah, it's a little
Yeah,
pattern.
yeah.
Vets taking care of vets. That's what I'm saying.
Bros helping bros. But yeah, there's pictures of both rifles on our Instagram now. So if you want to check those out, just go to our Instagram and
They'll be
they're
up on
there.
Facebook too
Yeah.
before it's over. By the time this airs, I'm sure. So
The Two Face has got to be up on there.
Oh yeah,
Two-Face
we've
is
got
gonna
a
be all over the place.
I just don't want to see anything in a Borat style bathing suit. You know, hello, I like you.
I'm gonna do a triple Lindy off the diving board with it.
and we didn't really talk about it on air, but we do have a 80% from SDI, which we are
Yeah, we're
very
calling
grateful
Two-Face.
for. We're calling it Two Face because Jason sent me a text, said, "What camos do you like?" I said, "I'm kind of partial to Cryptek. Left hand likes everything, but I think he's a little more partial to multicam, and half of it is Cryptek, and the other half
and
is
half.
multicam."
Well, to be fair, it's not actually the licensed Cryptex or multicam.
Okay, style.
The style.
Stylized.
Now,
Styling.
if
We're not
Crypt-
infringing on any
Yeah,
trademarks.
No,
here,
not
so.
infringing at all. Actually, Danny Bronson with Dip Wizard, he actually helps us out.
Love that name, Dip Wizard.
I'm just they're a great company. They help us out. We actually go through them with our like I said, our students get dip kits, and we send them out to them, hydrographic kits, and they actually gave me the film to do the dipping of this rifle, and I did it myself.
And Jay, you did this whole rifle yourself.
Yep, I built that whole rifle for you guys. We had some people that donated for that rifle, like TDS Guns, TJ Osman with TDS Guns down in Chula Vista.
I have really been eyeing their.
You're really stroking it.
I love it, man. I love it.
These are one of those times where I wish this was video too.
Yeah, right.
Left hand is enjoying that
NC-17.
Yes, 3G
Yep.
foregrip. I have really been eyeing those and been wanting one, and lo and behold, it shows up today.
Yep, it's their key mod. That's their 15-inch 3G key mod, and it's awesome rail. They donated that to you guys.
It's really
And-
thin. It's light. It's key mod, so you can add the rails as you want. It's got the top rail on top of it.
I actually,
Of course, that's why it's a top rail, because it's on top.
you know, us in the military, we do the whole attention to detail, and he gave us 3 key mod sections. One of them's multicam, one of them's the Cryptex, and then one's half and half. So
Nice.
And in case you missed it, it is a 80% lower that we have.
Yes.
So it's a broomstick,
It's a
It is a
As
very
it stands
fancy
now.
looking broomstick.
a very fancy actual paperweight.
We could go
The
into
truck club.
Chipotle with this.
Yes.
And no, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I mean, other than it's ready to go. Other than that, so once we take your course,
Absolutely,
and we are going to take the course.
And that's another cool thing that we're going to do too is be looking in the next few months to start seeing Left Hand and I taking this SDI course.
Absolutely.
We're going to do a little YouTube series with it, probably with this rifle, and learn how to gunsmith.
Nothing wrong with us like teaming up, taking a class, and hey, what do you get for
Well.
number 3?
Is
looking
that
over each
cheating?
other.
We won't tell you we're doing that.
I wouldn't. I don't know. I'll have to call the judges on
But
that.
the muzzle brake,
We just may not get the real certificate.
we'll get a talking lead
Honorary. Yeah, kind of like an honorary doctorate.
Yeah, exactly. We'll get a Bill Cosby degree.
Yeah.
But the muzzle brake on this, you've got an Aries.
Yeah, that's
MK.
the Aries Armor FNA comp, the
FNA,
MK2,
MK2, yeah.
and it's their tunable comp, which is it's an awesome comp.
What's FNA stand for?
FNA?
FNA. That's what I thought.
It's like
Okay.
F/N.
No, it's EF. Here, hold on.
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah,
love
yeah.
the packaging.
FNA.
The packaging is actually a prescription bottle. This is
awesome.
The coolest.
Brilliant.
Is that what that is? I thought that was your
No,
actual
that's
meds that
actually
you were taking or
their
something.
prescription.
Okay.
Yeah, because he's over here twitching as
Yeah.
he needs his meds.
I didn't say why I got
RX.
out of the army.
The prescription is 556. The doctor is. I can't even read this. You'll have to read that.
Here you go. Hand it to me.
I think it's Semper Fidelis. Is that what it is?
All right, we got Dr. Sig Semper Fidelis? Or no, Tyrannus. Yeah, and then take for management of recoil symptoms. If symptoms persist, adjust as needed. For severe cases, reevaluate technique.
And then what's the side say?
FNA AC 556. Maybe one day with a label like this, the FNA will be free under government healthcare programs. Remember the Battle of Athens, August 1st. That is awesome.
That guy is a genius.
the guys down at Aries, they donated that for you guys, and I mean it's
Good people.
full tunable comp. I mean it's a great comp, and then TDS also threw in one of their 3G comps for you guys to.
And that's
to
the
do
one I
some-
shot today, right?
Yeah,
that
on
was
the
nice.
on the rifle that me and TJ built, the competition 3-gun.
It's a nice little fire breather too. I didn't see it while I was shooting, which is cool.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you don't really want to while you're the shooter, but watching you shoot it, that thing was. Whew.
That thing will throw it. But
Now we've got something really special
yes,
to go in this thing. We've got the
Elftman
Elftman Tactical.
And we're not talking about Will Ferrell.
No.
No.
But it's their match grade trigger that they come out with. It's a single stage, fully adjustable trigger from 6 pounds all the way down to 1 3/4 pounds.
I'm seeing a skeletonized.
That is
Hammer
actually
here.
a special trigger that Steve Watts sent me. He's one of their representatives and sent it to me for you guys specially. And it's I'm not sure if it's the first one out on the market. Or,
No, it's the first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. No, that's
This is the
one.
first. We have the first.
Yeah, it's the first.
Well, it's a skeletonized.
Thank you, Elftman.
It's a skeletonized hammer, and
We're
it's got
gonna
a
claim it.
double spring in there. And I was assured by Steve that they have to come out with a new measurement than milliseconds because the lock time's faster than anything that anybody's ever came out with. So,
oh wow.
but it's an awesome trigger.
But it's adjustable from 6 to what do you say, 1 1/4?
Yeah, 1 3/4.
1 3/4.
Yeah, and it's phenomenal.
I can't wait to try that.
Now we were using one of those, not that specific,
Not that
brand,
one,
but we were using the Elf.
It was that one, but the hammer wasn't the skeletonized hammer.
Okay.
And just the reset on that thing is
I did not feel a reset at all shooting it a little bit more rapid. I had to literally stop, breathe, quiet, and then to feel it because it was right there. I mean, you just barely let off and you feel it.
Yeah,
I was playing around with it just a little while ago, man. And it's just like a heartbeat resets. It's like.
It was to the point where I was shooting it, and some guys, 3 or 4 lanes down from us, were like, "This one is the one I'm shooting is." They were from here. They're like,
They weren't from here.
They're like, "This one I shoot is just 1 bullet, right?" And I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "But you're shooting more than 1 bullet." I'm like, "No, it's only semi-automatic." No, I heard.
So were they from
I heard.
Gallatin?
No, yeah, they were from Gallatin. They were 30 minutes down the road. But I mean, I was hitting it pretty fast, and it sounded like it was select fire. It was nice.
Yeah, that triggers a fast mover.
Yeah, I saw the groups you got too. You had some nice groups.
Yeah, really good.
TJ and those guys down at TDS, they're some mad scientists. They we've managed to come up with a rifle that for 3-gun has almost next to nothing when it comes to felt recoil.
Yeah.
So when he was doing some rapid fire and he was at 15 yards, he had everything probably in the size of a fist.
Well, you showed me
yeah.
a video of that other guy shooting.
Yeah, there was a guy, Paul Taylor. He's in We Defy Gunfighting out of North Carolina, and we were out at the Osprey Global Solutions shoot, and he shot it out there, and he was just, he had 30 rounds in maybe under 12 seconds, and they were all.
That was this rifle right here,
yeah,
too.
that exact rifle, and he was just nailing them.
No, it was insane. Like the first time I tried rapid fire, it was probably like a little. It spread 7 inches.
Yeah.
But then when I got the hang of it and I got a little bit better thumb over bore, I mean, like you said, it was a fist-sized group. Just bam.
The first time, though,
That's what it sounded like.
He picked it up. I loaded the magazines. And, it was like a celebrity thing. I had to load his magazines, and I set it down, and I was like, hey, go knock yourself out.
So you pulled a Hank?
I pulled the hang. No.
You made him load your
I
mags?
loaded mags.
No, he
too.
told me about it, but no, I set it down, and I
love you, Hank.
I go ahead, do it. And he picked it up, and he locked and loaded, and then he fires the first round, puts it on safe, and just steps back and just looks at me and goes, "What?"
What just happened?
I was like, Go ahead. Just,
That's the way it's supposed to
I
work.
thought I had shot a 10-22.
You thought it double fired on you, huh?
No, it was just
No,
like
it's just-
the recoil is non-existent.
Tomorrow we'll have to go out and shoot, and there's just that.
No, I'm dead.
That rifle
tomorrow.
is ridiculous.
I was pissed because I didn't get to go to
The felt recoil on it is just like a 10-22, and I mean it is amazing that Martin brought out the Nomad, and Martin, like I said, I had I was fortunate enough to spend a week in his shop, and I built a Nomad with him, and shooting his Nomad and my Nomad, he uses the FNA and I use the FNA Mark 1 from Aries on our Nomads, and it's like shooting a 5.56 when you're shooting a AK.
Yeah,
and
it's mind blowing.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. So we brought out two rifles that it's like shooting a 22 when you're shooting a 5.56, and it's like shooting a 5.56 when you're shooting a 7.62 by 3.9.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's just it's weird that when you get into gunsmithing and stuff like that, and I'm sure Martin will agree with me, that small little tweaks and the little things that you can do to a rifle make
world of
huge
difference.
differences.
Yeah.
Huge differences. I mean, you got guys that they'll buy little guns, or it's not like buying a High Point or something like that. And I talked to Gabe over at Northside.
This is not a high point.
And Gabe was like, "Yeah, we need to make Team High Point." And I was like, "I'm only doing it if we do 3-gun competition, and it's a High Point, and then we're going to use a breech load break open single shot shotgun, and then we have to use the High Point carbine. And
Use that shorty
we might
shotgun.
be the slowest 3-gun team on the planet, but damn it, we're going to look good doing it."
And everybody will remember it.
Absolutely.
But they'll make y'all go last too.
And the shirts have to be
Competition.
neon pink
Yes,
with a big old High Point
with
sign.
lime green High Point.
Absolutely. But I mean,
We'll get Peter Palma to design our shirts.
they have to be sleeveless.
There'll be cats on them
Can we ma-
and unicorns
unicorns.
and rainbows. Yeah. Yeah, everything you want to be representative of High Point, it's going to be there.
Viking helmets are in.
But
too.
seriously, though, I mean,
Don't forget the horns. They've
just
got to have the
one.
horns.
oh, that would be cool.
Yeah.
Big kudos to TDS. Guys, thank you so much for making this happen. This is beautiful. Aries Armor, you guys rock. Elftman. I always say it wrong. That's going to be awesome. I can't wait to drop this in, man. This is going to be beautiful. And this break we got right here too. So check these guys out. What's their website? What's TDS's website?
Theirs is just TDS. You just Google them, TDS guns.
TDSguns.com.
To get in touch with the guys at TDS, it's TDS.com.
TDS Guns.
TDSguns.com. Elfman is EFLTMANN, but their website is firedtr.com. FIREDTR.com. And the guys at Aries Armor is ariesarmor.com.
Yep. So thank you guys for helping put this rifle together.
And I know Aries, and probably these other guys do too, but you get on their mailing list. I get emails from Aries all the time with discounts that they have daily, weekly, whatnot.
Yes, we
So
do.
They run some really great deals, so support
news
those.
going on with them.
Support those. And vet guys, Aries is vet, is Elftman. Are they?
I'm not sure. I'm sure they support the vets because I know that all those companies are in our resource catalog, so they're supporting our vets with
There you go.
with giving like either 10% discounts or stuff like that. Aries gives free shipping to our guys and stuff like that. So
Now we've kind of done this part backwards because usually we ask you these questions first, but we're going to do a little rapid fire version of our normal questions we ask everybody. So we'll ask the question and then y'all take turns answering.
I
So,
studied.
First, how did you get into firearms originally?
He's deferring to
Got
Martin.
my first shotgun when I was 8 years old at a Ducks Unlimited banquet. I won the raffle.
Nice.
It was an H&R Green Wing Special.
I think,
I hunted every chance I got.
I think like 20 Mothers Demand Action people just keeled over from like a stroke.
Isn't that awesome?
Hearing that you had
Yeah. 8
your first
years
shotgun,
old,
you won a raffle.
Yep, won it at a raffle, and I think I had it a full 3 days before I killed my first duck with it, and
Nice.
I was hooked ever since. I used that thing on squirrels, rabbits, geese, and then it was about another 3 years before I started hunting with rifles, and I hated rifles at that point because the shotgun, I didn't realize how much of an advantage it gave me having that scattered pattern going out there. So I didn't learn accuracy until I was like 12 or 13.
What about you?
Mine My father served in the Marine Corps, and I always remember he had a 1911 that he kept with him under his bed that he had when he was in the Marine Corps. And that was like the coolest thing to me.
Yeah.
And I grew up, like every other kid, playing with G.I. Joes and stuff like that. So
Yes.
I knew when I got older, I was joining the military. So when I joined the military, it was like, okay, cool, I'm gonna do something with guns. And they said, okay, well, what do you want to do? And I was like, I want to play with guns. And so they're like, okay, you're going to be an armament repairer. And I'm like, sweet. So I go to Aberdeen Proving Grounds, and I'm like, all right, where's the 9 mils and then everything like that. And this guy takes me out to this bay, and he goes, see that? And I'm like, yep, it's a tank. Where's the 9 mils? And he goes, see that gun on that tank? And I'm like, yeah. He goes, 120 millimeter cannons, stuff like that. That's what you work on now. So I was like, damn it. Okay. So that's how I got into guns.
Gotcha.
But my mother's my great uncle, he was Wilbur Henry Hoffeld. He passed away in 2008, and he was a huge firearms collector. We've got Wilbur Henry Hoffeld has a little collection. We gave the NRA Museum a Colt Patterson and Colt Brevet out there in Fairfax, Virginia. And there's a little display for him, and so he had a huge collection.
Gabby was just out there. She's been posting a lot of pictures of that.
So, but yeah, I come from a pretty firearm friendly family.
Now, what was your very first firearm?
My very first firearm. You're gonna love this. I had a Sigma, Smith & Wesson.
Smith & Wesson Sigma.
I swear,
40 or 9?
A 40. I had a Sigma 40, and I was like, I thought that was the coolest thing in the world, and I tried to learn everything that I could about it. And I'm like, it's the same thing as a Glock.
It's the same thing as a Glock,
and I'm
only
like,
cheaper.
And and now I'm like, and that was almost gonna be the one thing, the firearm that I was ashamed that I owned.
That was almost my first one, also. Until I stopped in at it's not the Outpost. What the hell is it called? On Target. And met Sean, one of our good friends. He's been on the show several times. He helped us build the 300 Blackout, too. And I got, on a whim, I stopped in there. Because I was on my way to Academy to buy the Sigma. Because they were running a special on it that week. It was like $2.99 or something. I was like, yes, I'm getting it.
Was it the two-tone? Mine was a two-tone.
No, this is one tone. They might have had the two tones, but
mine was a silver.
Was it a cat? I saw it in the Sunday Flyer. They put their specials in there. On a whim, is on the way. I stopped in and I ran into Sean. I was talking to Sean, and I was like, "Yeah, man, I'm going to go buy this. Academy's got this special on this Sigma." He's like, I had this like, really? He goes, "Dude, let me give you a quick education." So he had them there in the shop. So he was showing me the Glock, and he was showing me the Sigma. He was going through and educating me, because I didn't know anything other than my G.I. Joes and my Call of Duty at the time, as far as handguns went. So
didn't you just hear his lesson on Call of Duty?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm just solidifying that. So Sean gave me a quick education. He had a Glock 22 that was on consignment there. This guy had it, and it had a Crimson Trace sight. And I bought it on the spot, no questions asked, and I still have it. Still running it. Love it. And I've never even looked toward a Sigma since then.
Yeah, I think I ended up pawning that or something.
Yeah,
they gave you like $50 for it.
Yeah. Something like, I was like, wait a minute, I bought this thing for like $250. What do you mean?
So we've talked about your military experience. When it comes to pop culture.
So when it comes to pop culture, and I know you don't do video games, but it could be video games, it could be a movie, it could be a song,
TV
magazine,
show, book.
Yeah.
If it involves firearms.
What's your go-to? Martin, go.
I'm the guy that hides in a shop all day. I don't get to watch a lot of TV.
Or it could be old stuff, too.
Yeah, I'd say,
growing up,
kind of favorite movie, back, got to be McClintock.
Okay.
McClintock.
John Wayne McClintock.
There you go.
That's an oldie but goodie.
Yeah. I've probably seen it about 30 times.
Nice.
Very cool.
What about you?
1984 Red Dawn. The true Wolverine. The true Wolverines. Not the new one with old Thor or whatever. It's got to be the old, see Thomas Howell standing up on the rock with the AK. Wolverine.
The bandana on his face. Yeah.
Marking into the stock with his little switchblade.
Chugging the Cheerios.
Like that. Yeah, exactly.
The uncomfortable relationship with the fighter pilot and the young high school girl.
Exactly. What's the capital of Texas? Austin. Wrong. It's Houston, you communist. Yeah, it's got to be my favorite.
Oh yeah,
Favorite all time.
That is a good one.
Yeah.
That's it.
I don't think anybody said that one yet.
Exactly.
And which is shocking.
Yeah.
It's shocking because that's a
Well,
good one.
there's a lot of good ones out there.
And
You
I
know, it's
watched
just
the
really
new.
hard to-
I watched the new Red Dawn, and I was just like,
I was disappointed.
I was hopeful, but
Upsetting.
yeah.
but it was kind of funny to watch him take, the
Take
the
one in
shot
the melon.
right in the melon while he's just like, all right, let's go get
Face.
some.
because they kind of left all that out of the original one. It's to let you think.
When it comes to guns that you have owned or own currently, has there ever been one that there's a little bitty part of you that says, I'm kind of embarrassed to admit that I own or owned that gun?
I'll take this one first.
Go ahead.
Century Arms M70 ABT underfolder that I took to Iron Hammer Armory, and we tore that thing down, and is now an Iron Hammer Armory Nomad.
So
Nice.
it's now
Because
you're-
it
went
was
from
a
your-
range toy that I
Yeah.
actually had the fake suppressor. I had the top cover that had the rail on it, that I had a little red dot sight on it and all that kind of stuff, and it was the typical quintessential range toy.
But you redeemed it. You took it from something you were ashamed of to something that you
Absolutely
were proud to
that I
take out
built
and-
with my own two hands, and I'm going to tell you right now, if you have yet to build an AK and actually rivet an AK,
to experience. Huh?
yeah, you want to talk about holding your breath the whole time, because if you jack up one rivet, man,
That's something I'm looking forward to.
Yeah. Wow.
Coming to your shop and building an AK.
And that's
Absolutely.
in Colorado, right?
Yeah, it's Colorado.
So we're going to leave kind of high now.
well, the altitude is higher there.
Is it just floating around in the air now?
Certain areas you got to watch which way the wind blows. Get up,
not a lot of secondhand where you're at.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
well, the good thing
It's
is,
not, and I really feel bad because I've got teenage kids, so I'm constantly telling them, you don't need to be smoking pot, you don't need to be drinking, you need to watch what you're doing, think about it, have a clear head. And my neighbor's on the front porch smoking a bong.
Hey, dude, it's the gun dude.
What's up, dude? He's got an AK, man.
The kids are getting mixed signals on this. So
Call of Duty, dude.
I shot one of your guns in a video game.
Swear to God, I did.
So what about you? Your embarrassing gun?
Okay. Ties back into McClintock. Halfway through the movie, you've got the guy that's poking John Wayne in the gut with a side-by-side, and John Wayne tells him there's a hell of a lot of things I'm not saying with a side-by-side pointed at my stomach. And so when I was a kid, I always wanted that side-by-side. I thought it'd be neat. So I finally got the opportunity. I found a side-by-side coach-style gun. Finally got this old cowboy gun. It was a 1936 Massachusetts Arms. So I'm thinking, wow, that's a really neat old gun.
Yeah.
Then I did a little research. Massachusetts Arms was one of those fly-by-night, here one day, gone the next companies that worked for Sears and Roebuck catalog making guns. So this cool vintage
Now,
gun I've got on the wall, yeah, it's worth about $20. And it's
Some
not,
of those
and
old
it's-
Sears and Roebuck guns, though,
This one, it's
Not
not.
so
not
much
one
on
of
that
The
one,
last
no.
time I shot this gun, the locking mechanism broke in it, so it was self-ejecting. So I pulled the trigger and then had to move my head real quick. So now it's
all the
literally
timing, right?
it's screwed to the wall, so it can't come down and nobody can
Now
mess
it's
with
like
it.
one of
But
those
yeah,
restaurant showpieces.
yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's a dust collector that I paid way too much money for. I think I
sure-
paid like $250 for
I'm
that
sure a man
gun.
like you, though, will come up with some kind of redesign for that and make it functionally.
I've learned the hard way that
badass.
there's certain things you just
leave
don't
alone.
piss effort after.
and that's
it's,
one of them.
it's throwing effort after foolishness. It's fine where it is. Just leave it screwed to the wall. That's not hurting nobody.
Nice. What about one that you had you wish you had back?
That's easy.
Go for it.
1894 Cowboy Competition, Marlin Lever Action.
How'd you let that get
Chambered,
away?
45 long Colt. Somebody offered me more than I paid for it.
Well, that usually will do it, won't it?
And
For
yeah,
me, sometimes, yeah.
like about the next day, I was wishing I hadn't got rid of that gun.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Ow.
I'm not really a guy that gets rid of guns, except for a Sigma.
And you don't wish
kinda
you
happy
had
to see
I
that
don't
gone.
wish I don't
Good
wish
riddance, right?
I actually don't get rid of guns. I actually either keep them or I hand them to family members.
Oh, that's
So
good.
I've got a father-in-law that he's big into. I'm not big into wheel guns. I'm not big into revolvers, but every revolver that I've ever gotten or anything like that, I pretty much hand off to him. So.
Nice.
one day I might get into that. I'm pretty much into the semi-automatics and stuff like that. So any wheel guns that I come across that I might happen to get or find a good deal on them, I'll pick them up and I'll go ahead and hand them off to him. So,
gotcha.
What about your bucket list? What's your next gotta have firearm or weapon?
My next gotta have, I really, really, really want a 338 Lapua.
Ooh. Any certain?
I don't know about any.
Build your own?
Yeah, I really do. I want to build. I want to build my own, or I don't know, one of the Savage.
Savage makes a nice one.
They make a real nice one.
Yeah, Savage. Some of Savage's high end rifles
Yeah.
are really accurate.
Yeah, maybe
Not a
one
fan
those.
of the Axis though.
I wouldn't mind having one of the Nemo Omens.
Oh,
300 Win Max.
yeah.
I really wouldn't mind having one of those.
I wouldn't be mad.
By the way, if anybody ever comes across that one that Max Ordnance, they got stolen at Max Ordnance, I hope that one gets found. Did you guys
What
hear about
happened?
that?
No.
About a week ago, Max, the guys at Max Ordnance had their Nemo 300 Win Mag,
Yeah.
Nemo Arms 300 Win Mag stolen out of their vehicle.
Where at?
Out
It
in
was out there in
California.
California.
Oh,
It's been all
they
over
had a show
Instagram.
or something?
I think they were out at the range when it happened, but they pried open the truck to get to it.
Oh.
It's a very unique rifle.
Yeah.
Very
The paint
unique
jobs on it.
Very unique paint jobs. Very high end.
We've seen them at the
good
shows.
optics.
They're really, really nice. They're
Left
usually
hand-
always set up by Lone Wolf right there.
Left hand, you told me you saved up for a year to give me that.
What's that?
Is that what you needed repainted?
Yeah.
Yeah, he said, "Oh, I've been saving for a year. I wanted to give you this as a present." Oh well.
The dirty SOB that took that rifle, it's going to get found. I
Yeah.
really hope it's going to get found and
Yeah.
get returned back to its rightful owners. But the SOB that took it, I hope they never find him. There's a deep hole in the desert with his name on it.
Won't.
What about you? What bucket list?
Bucket list gun. This will throw you for a loop with my whole cowboy theme of late.
High Point.
Yeah, I want a pink High Point. No, seriously. I don't know if you guys are
Vaquero.
familiar with this. I want a Model 140 2.1 Merkel side-by-side African Plains rifle in 40 Action Express.
I've never heard of it.
Or it's, Nitro Express. It's about a $50,000 hunting rifle.
Wow.
With that-
Really beautiful
With that
inlays.
description, it ought to be, yeah.
Yeah, Merkel makes some of the best African Plains rifles out there. And
What caliber?
I want 470 Nitro Express.
Oh, the 470 yeah.
Nitro Express.
That's that not elephant gun, but water buffalo gun.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's
I know what you're
why
talking
I
about.
want it, because my bucket list hunt is I want to go after water buffalo, and I don't want to do it in Florida.
We
I want
got
to go,
somebody we can hook you up with.
Yeah, I wanna
Star
go
and
down
Bow.
there.
Is this
SB Safari, Star and Bodil Safari,
Yeah, Star
Brittany
and Bodil
Star.
Safari.
Have you met her before?
No, I haven't met her.
Sure, we'll hook you up.
No, that's a
I mean,
bucket
we
list
won't
hunt.
hook you up, like,
introduce you.
pay for it, but
Right.
we'll
Right.
connect y'all.
Yeah, you give me the connection. Yeah, but that's got to be it. And if you all have never seen a Merkel side-by-side rifle, you need to go check it out on the website. They're beautiful rifles.
I'm going to look that up. I haven't seen one of those.
Well, I'm modifying my bucket list after shooting that Nomad today. Yours is on there, but now we got one, so
It's not exactly.
we got to make it
like
more than 80%. But that Nomad is, yeah, I like it a lot. Not to mention it's got the Mjolnir on the side of it.
The who?
His logo.
Mjolnir.
Mjolnir.
The Mjolnir? The Menomina?
Mjolnir.
Menomina.
Thor's hammer.
Oh, look, it's Menomina.
Thor's hammer. So,
So,
guys, let's make sure we get everything y'all want to plug in. Jason, tell everybody how to get a hold of you guys and sign up for the courses. And
It would be www.sdi.edu to learn more about SDI, or you can follow us on Instagram at Gunsmith Jason Steele. That's Jason and then Steele with STEEL, 2 E's. And that's it for me.
And be on the lookout for us taking the courses.
yes, and Martin, you've got something coming up soon too. that
We've
you wanna
got
talk
this.
about, right?
This is a crazy busy summer for us. We've got the Norseman Norseman hand axe coming out. We've got the Minuteman hatchet coming out. the new models of the Hammer Trunnions. All these are coming out this summer. We're also we're hosting the second annual Circle the Wagons event, August 30th and 31st in Colorado.
And what is that?
Circle the Wagons is a training opportunity out in Colorado. We don't have the training opportunities you guys have out here, where almost every weekend when you're east of the Mississippi, you can find somewhere to go train and take tactical or defensive training. Out there in Colorado, we don't have a lot of that. So what we did last year, we decided that we were going to bring it to ourselves. And we got with Rockwell Tactical Group out of PA, and we teamed up with Kenaz Tactical out of Colorado, who's a very, very small school, but he's trying to get bigger. So this year we're bringing both of them back out, and it's an opportunity for people in Colorado and from across the country to come out and spend the weekend. And we do it Saturday and Sunday. It's tent camping on site, so it's low cost. But we do defensive handgun, defensive rifle. Sunday we're setting up a shoot house scenario. Buddy drills with the rifle. Last year we worked on a Australian peel style drill. We'll have medical training on site, so you can, if you know how to put holes in people, you should know how to stitch them back up.
Right.
We invite vendors from all over the country to come out and set up booths and be able to talk to customers, answer questions, and help out with different gear. Last year we had pretty low turnout because the weather turned really bad on us. We had a bunch of last-minute cancellations. So this year we've moved it up to the end of August. So we're counting on a lot better weather for us. We're going to have a meet and greet in Lyman, Colorado on Friday night, and then Ben Lomond Range, one of the biggest ranges in Colorado, has offered to host this year for Circle the Wagons.
Nice.
So we're getting full access to their competition range and their new 3-gun range. We get to own it for the whole weekend. So we've got room for about 100 participants, 75 to 100 participants to come out. We already have got acknowledgments from Gunfighters Inc. out of Washington. They're going to be there. Of course, Rockwell Tactical Group, Kenaz Tactical. We're also looking to see if we can get SDI out there and
be there.
have information.
Yep, we'll be there.
Well, that didn't take long, but
Twist.
We've got room for about 30 vendors to come out. I don't have the full list of who all is going to be there. The schedule will be up on the website in about 2 weeks. We'll have the schedule up. Registration opens first week of July. Registration opens up for it. And the killer is this is 2 full days of training. The other big bonus that everybody really liked last year is we're cleared to shoot until midnight. So we get to do not just low light shooting, but no light shooting. Last year we were shooting until about 10:30 at night, where we went back to 200 yards shooting tracer. Well, this year we can't go quite 200 yards back, but we're going to be able to do that style of training that you don't normally get to do. One of the great things about Ben Lomond Range is it's over 600 acres.
Oh, wow.
And it's out in the middle of nowhere. So you want to bring your 338, you want to bring your 50 cal. We have the availability at these ranges. You can shoot all of that. We already know Tactical Black Firearms is coming out. They are going to have fully autos and suppressors. So if you've never got to shoot a fully auto, never got to shoot under a suppressor, it's not like Hollywood. It sounds louder than a duck fart, people. But you'll be able to have the opportunity at least twice during the day. We're going to calm everything down and have open range time. So if you want to shoot your friend's rifle, you want a chance to you want to run one of the SDI guns, you want to run an AK Nomad, we'll have it there. So all you got to do is pay for the ammo, and you're welcome to go out and test drive them. You're welcome to run them.
Awesome.
So it's a really good event. Here's the fun part. How much do you think that's going to cost to participate? All these classes, 9 hours of classes a day.
$200.
That's exactly it. $200 for the entire weekend. That pays for your campsite. You got to bring your own food. We're not feeding you out there, but it's $200 for the entire weekend.
For your own food?
That's awesome.
Just don't get caught.
Or you pillage from somebody else's tent?
Just pillage somebody else's tent. But for you folks that don't like doing the camping, there is motels about 40 minutes away. We've got motels set up. We're working out to get a discount deal with the motels in the area. And there is also limited RV parking. So if you want to bring the Winnebago, it is a family event. It's a kid-friendly event. If you have
Griswold
young
family
children that
truckster.
want to take the courses, the only thing we ask is there has to be a parent in the course. So if you got 16, 17-year-old and you want to get him instructed properly, that's fine. We just ask that there's a parent right there with him in the course.
Wait, did you hear that? That was
Was that a duck?
no. That was 10 more mothers demand actions falling over dead from a stroke.
Mothers of America hate me.
So for that low light shoot, can I bring out a Spikes Tactical Havoc and shoot flares up?
Yeah.
That would be so awesome.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. We did that last year. We had flares up.
So
So-
if people want to find out about that and sign up and go and all that, where do
The
they go?
information will be on the website in about a week. We're still putting final touches on the plans, make sure we have everything out. But all that information for signups will be at Iron Hammer's website, www.ironhammerarmory.com. We'll also be posting information about it on Facebook and Instagram. You can follow us on either one of those at Iron Hammer Armory.
Awesome. So we got to thank our sponsors also.
EDC check.
Oh,
Quick. What do you got? I know y'all be prepared for this too.
oh, he's got the
There's a
Makarov.
Makarov.
Oh, wait. I got to represent.
Schmakarov.
Oh, he's got
yeah.
the Karambit. Oh, no, that's what's
Quartermaster Baracus.
Quartermaster. That's right.
That is sweet, man.
Yeah. My Makarov, my Quartermaster Baracus.
Okay.
I got the Colt Tactical Pin, the Bird Knife, the Caracara, and I have the Iron Hammer Armory Scatty.
Scatty. Yeah, you showed me that earlier. That's nice. I like that.
Good, close personal friend of mine gave that to me.
Scatty. What's that mean?
Make
Scatty
it
is
scat.
Scatty's the huntress, goddess of the huntress.
Okay.
But that's designed. It's got a Scandi grind, 3 1/4 inch D2 steel blade. We use aluminum for the scales. 2/3 of the weight's in the back of your hand, so it's very much an EDC knife. You can use it to props to Mitchell. You know who
Yeah.
I'm talking about here, Mr. Mitchell, and him skinning rabbits with a Scatty.
Nice.
But you can use it for just about anything.
So
What
the,
you left hand? What you got?
Got the Glock 23 in the Forest City Tactical Appendix Carry Kydex with the zombie motif.
Nice. Motif.
I'm wearing shorts.
Are you
today.
allowed to call something a motif if
Hell
it's
yeah.
zombie?
So I've got my infamous Tool Logic with the flashlight, the fire starter,
Uh-huh.
and the. I haven't done it in a while.
Yeah, I know.
The rape whistle. And it's got the belt clip.
Never leave home without your rape whistle.
Never, especially when I'm coming over here. So, and then I've got the what do you call this?
It's a Rogers belt hatchet.
I got the Rogers belt hatchet right here. Talking lead, left hand is now going to my EDC. That's going to my EDC bag right there, baby. It'll fit perfect in my Maxpedition.
It'll fit right in your back pocket.
Well, yeah, it would actually.
I've got my Iron Hammer
I've got to take a picture
Armory
of that.
Norseman. Enough said.
Yeah, I need to take a picture of this. This is
Enough
hilarious.
said. That's it. That's all I need to say.
Just the look on his face right now.
Is that really right at my eye?
It's like a penis, only smaller.
Yeah, left hand was holding his little hatchet next to my big hatchet. You know what they say about guys with bigger hatchets?
Big melon.
You got shit to do with their size. So,
Let's thank our sponsors.
thank our sponsors.
Did you get through doing that?
What?
Northside's.
Oh yeah, Northside Guns is having a giveaway on their Facebook page. When they hit 1,000 likes on Facebook, they're going to be giving away 500 rounds of 9mm ammo. So that's a pretty big giveaway. If you go to their Facebook page, it's just Northside Gun Shop, 500 rounds of 9mm ammo. Make sure you go on there. They got instructions on there. Got to thank our sponsors, ICE Training, ICEtraining.us. That's Rob Pincus and his training company.
Holder & Green Professional Real Estate Services, HG Press, for all your Middle Tennessee real estate needs. Give those guys and gals a call. 1-800-615-1840, extension 2222.
Pew, 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 pew.
Or call 615-881-1684.
Cantu Bruner Designs, Dax Bruner, and his awesome pin company, CantuBrunerDesigns.com.
Savoy Leather, Jeremiah.
SavoyLeather.com. Enter the code TalkingLead there for a discount. All or Nothing Tattoo Studio, the most award-winning tattoo studio, I guess, in the world. AllOrNothingTattoo.com and their very gun-friendly merchandise store, StrangleholdMerch.com.
Clutch Defense, for all your ammo and accessories. Call them, don't call them, but find them on the website at clutchdefense.com.
And there's a Talking Lead 68.
Talking Lead 68 for a nice discount on everything except ammo.
Did you tell them
What
about your Memorial Day
1776.
No, we forgot all about the Memorial Day hatchets.
Okay.
What kind of Memorial Day hatchets do you have?
We did a special run. Memorial Day, I get upset when people throw barbecues, and the phrase to me, Happy Memorial Day, is the most awkward phrase
Yes.
I can think of. It doesn't make sense to me.
Agreed.
So we did a very special run of Rogers belt hatchets for Memorial Day. That on the hatchets, there's a soldier's cross engraved on the hatchet, and then we serialized them out 1 through 9, and the 9th hatchet has a special engraving. It's a tarnished gold color with fallenwarrior.org, and if all 9 of the hatchets sell, we're donating the sale of the 9th hatchet, the last hatchet, to fallenwarrior.org. If you're not familiar with the program that fallenwarrior.org does, they're there to help people whose loved ones have been lost during active duty.
Okay.
So it's to me, it's a cause that's really near and dear. A way for us to give back, and a way I show my respect through my work. So we put a lot of time into those hatchets.
Those are nice.
Every one of those is they're all handmade, hand wrapped. So it's to us it was a tribute project.
Then they go to your website?
They go to our website. They're on our website. We actually have those on our featured page on ironhammerarmory.com. The purchase price on those is $125, and we're doing something a little over the top with this as well. Normally, our engraving service runs about $25 to $50 for engravings. If someone orders one of these hatchets and they have a soldier's name that they would like engraved on the tribute hatchet, we will engrave that soldier's rank and name for free.
That's awesome.
I believe there's still 7 of them left available, 6 or 7 of them left available for purchase. So,
And that's a little miniature rant I'll do real quick, is people remember Veterans Day is the day that you thank all of our vets. I mean, actually, every day should be the day that you thank all of our vets. But actual government holiday, Veterans Day is the thankful, celebrate them. Memorial Day is the day that we remember everybody that's fallen.
Who gave their lives
for our freedom, for our country. And just keep that in mind next year when it rolls around. That
there's nothing wrong with the barbecues and all the good times that go on, but
just remember why.
Remember the purpose of it, and make sure that you take time to honor those that have given their lives for our country.
And you're right. Happy Memorial Day. When I see that or I read it, it's like, oh, no. That's not what it's about.
Yeah,
it's memory.
I don't know how to answer that when somebody says that to me, because I've lost a lot of my brothers in arms.
Sure.
And
I have a great response for it. When someone says Happy Memorial Day to me, I tell them I'm sorry for your loss.
Yeah, I wear my brothers on my skin. When they say that to me, I'm just like, I just don't know what to say.
Yeah.
So,
but for us, this was a way we could pay tribute, and a way for me to be able to help teach. Because we've also got Project Minion, where we take on young apprentices. It's a way for me to teach them and show them a little bit of how to pay your respect and how to give back a little bit. For us, it's a lot of it. I really do. Not to dumb it down, but it's karma. You really does. What goes around comes around. Yep. So the more you give out, the more you'll get back in the end.
Absolutely.
But
well, thank you both for your service, and thank y'all both for coming on the show.
Absolutely, yes,
absolutely.
And
thanks for having us.
Great show, guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you so much for being on, taking the time to come up. I know you guys had a big haul to get here, but
short plane flight.
Yeah.
Quick thanks to 1776 United. Check out 1776united.com.
And buy our shirts there.
Buy our shirts there. Buy their shirts there. Buy their patches. Yeah. Whatever else they got. Hats. Hopefully we can get some hats.
Buy it on 7076.
I mean, all their shit's awesome. So, check it. They got stickers. They got everything there. It's just cool stuff.
And as always, left hand, keep your loved ones close.
Keep your firearms closer.